CJJ with Jim Hunter and Tommy Lang. And our long-lost friends are back.
Well, they weren't lost. We knew where they were.
Yeah, they just been
They
gone.
were just on the road for a long time.
Yeah. David Fine from the Iowa Heartlanders is here, and he's joined by goalie Kyle McClellan. How you guys doing this morning?
Great. How are you doing, Kyle?
Good, not too bad.
He's a morning person.
I can tell,
through, guys.
As am I. As am I. Is goalie the right term? Because I think it's goaltender is more the politically correct term, I believe.
Okay, cool.
I think they're the same. I don't take it personally.
We'll defer to you on this one.
So you pretty much split time with the other goalie, William Rousseau. You played about the same amount of minutes and everything, and your goals against average are pretty good. The only fact is you're basically a rookie this year.
Yeah, no, we're both rookies this year, and we kind of split it back and forth. So we got a good little tandem going there, and, we're pretty close with each other, so we're always rooting for each other, but at the same time, kind of competing, and I think that's good for us in, both aspects.
It's the easiest thing in the world, guys, being the broadcaster for this team this year, because I know who's starting in goal already without even having to worry about it. Like, the other team will ask, the other guy's broadcaster will be like, do you know who's starting tonight? I'm like, have you just looked at the game by game? It's just literally just follow the trend here, and you don't even need to ask me any day. So both guys are great, and they form a nice little goalie union, as it's called.
Well, yeah, because in the NHL, you generally have like one goaltender. That's your guy and a backup. But here, at this level, you're kind of rotating guys. I've noticed from doing your stories and covering your games and stuff. That's pretty common, I would imagine. It's just to see who's got it, who's got, is doing well.
Yeah, and I mean, it being a development league too is
right.
so key. Like, for both Will and for Kyle, I'm putting words in Kyle's mouth, but like the ability as a rookie to get professional games this year and to maximize the number of games you're getting is really important for their long-term development. And so, as both are contracted with the Iowa Wild, our AHL affiliate, seeing sort of their development path so they can eventually make it up to higher levels is a really key thing.
Now, Kyle, you're from Missouri, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't even have like high school hockey in Iowa. So going further south, I'm a little surprised that somebody from Missouri, would be a really good hockey player. How does that work with a state that maybe doesn't have, like a Minnesota or a Michigan or something like that?
Yeah, no, surprisingly enough, hockey in St. Louis has gotten pretty big over the past few years.
They just won a Stanley Cup a few years ago.
Yeah, no, so I just remember growing up, and, there's always one AAA team, and now there's two. I go back there for the summer sometimes, and now there's another 10 teams I've never even heard of. So just the expansion of hockey in St. Louis, and like most don't think it's too big there, but if you ever go there, you'll see how big it is, and it's pretty cool.
No, Iowa City, this area, you never had any hockey, and then within the last 25 years, Coralville builds an ice rink. We have ice arenas now in Cedar Rapids and Coralville, and you're seeing more youth groups and stuff like that, and hopefully some local players will start to thrive as well and maybe make it up to the level of, like, say, a Heartlanders.
Yeah, it's funny. We actually, funny enough, the team dentist had us over to his office last night to for like a little dinner for the guys. He does it every year, Dave the dentist. Do
most teams need a team dentist?
In hockey?
I mean, in other sports.
I don't know.
It seems like a very hockey-specific thing.
Yeah, so the team dentist, yes, correct. Team dentist had us over, and he was talking about, before, the guys went up and we all had 3,000 calories on our plate, was talking about how amazing it is, the growth of the youth hockey in this area, and from his own perspective, how his own son had, never played hockey before, but went to one Heartlanders game, which happened to be the first game in team history 3.5 years ago, and how he fell in love with it. He immediately had his favorite players, and how it continues to grow in this area, and how important it is to the parents of the the youth hockey players and the future parents of the youth hockey players and those families, and how it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger in here. And it's funny because, I know with St. Louis, where Kyle's from, that the Blues played a big part in that, and a few players that were on the Blues, like what's the father's name? Keith Tkachuk, stuck around in the St. Louis area, and then now his sons are both in the NHL, and then other former Blues players have stuck around. So maybe one day that'll happen here in Iowa City. Maybe Yuki Mura, our captain, becomes a full-time Iowa Cityan, because he kind of already is right now over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he's been with the team since year one, right?
Yeah, since first day, year one.
By the way, I also will put 3,000 calories on my plate, but I don't play competitive hockey. so it's harder to burn it off.
But you're a competitive professional broadcaster.
That's
so
true. There's a lot of work in this.
There's a lot of calories there.
As like today, where I didn't even roll out of bed. I was already up at 4 a.m, got a call, and I'm here.
Yeah.
That's a true broadcast work.
That's a sports attitude right
That's
there.
an attitude. That's the attitude you need, yeah.
Shower up. It's your turn in. Okay.
Yep, next man in.
That's right.
That's good.
So after this long, long road trip, where do you guys stand?
In the conference, or
Yeah, it's playoff race, stuff like that.
yeah, no, I believe we're a few points out of second place right now. We got Fort Wayne coming in this weekend, and 3 big games against them. They're in second place, so we got to be ready and take care of business this weekend.
The top 4 teams in each division make the playoffs. So while the Heartlanders we're trying to rebound this weekend, I dropped a few games in Rapid City, South Dakota. Yes, there's a team in our league in Rapid City, South Dakota, about 10, 11 hours away. Just a big chance for this weekend to come back home, get the home cooking, get the support of our fans, and we're really looking forward to having everyone out. So promotionally, we have our St. Patrick's Day game. We're calling it Luck of the Landers on Friday. Saturday is our Decades Night with like throwback music, and every period is going to be a different decade. So it's like the 80s in the first, the 90s in the second, and the early 2000s, or mid to late 2000s maybe, but the early 2000s specifically in the third period with like different music and all that's going on, and promotions on the ice and things like that during intermission. So $15 tickets if you go to our website, any of the 3 games this weekend, because we're also home on Sunday. So Friday at 7, Saturday at 6, and Sunday at 3. $15 tickets everywhere, any seat in the seating bowl, including the glass seats, which is a heck of that's a steal of a deal to sit on the glass for $15 anywhere watching professional hockey. So we're pumped about that.
So what necessitated this weird schedule where you're on the road for like 3 weeks and now you're home for like 10 straight games?
I think it's just like the arena scheduling and
Just other stuff, not one specific thing?
No, there's no one specific thing.
I know they had the women's wrestling championships there.
So women's wrestling, Disney on Ice. It's so funny because today will be our first practice at Extreme Arena in weeks. I can't even remember the last time. Been over a month where we didn't have to go over to. Yeah, been over a month where we didn't have to go to our old practice ice there. So it'll be nice for the guys to not have to put on their flip flops and walk out. And it's not nice thing. It's a nice day here. A month ago when it was snowing, having to get in the car and drive somewhere to get some ice. Now we get the home cooking, and it's nice to for the guys to be able to just be back at home and not have to worry about the next time we're getting on the bus.
Are those practices open to the public? Like somebody, if they had like a lunch, for example, could just walk over there, like from wherever they work, and just maybe grab lunch and sit and just watch you guys practice or something like that?
I mean, you could try maybe for a minute or two. If you go in the if you go in the Extreme Arena box office and you're buying a ticket to something and you ask really nicely, they might let you in for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Generally, it's not like you can't just like walk in the front door kind of
thing. You got
thing.
those tables right there in that corner. I was like, you can just grab like some Arby's or something and head over there and just with your buddies and just.
How do you know what I'm doing Tuesday through Friday? I'm hiding up there. It's a good place to snack on something and watch a little. Practice for a couple minutes. How do you know that?
I could do that. I don't even think Arby's is open anymore over there, is it?
It is not.
I think it's been closed for 2 years now.
Probably has.
The curly
you can
fry
tell how much
death.
I eat Arby's.
The curly fry death was well felt in the in Coralville, Iowa City area.
I'm sure it was. So you guys you're in third place, as you said, and you're not too far away from second, but you got a pretty good cushion sitting at third. So that's good for you.
As far as like the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And I'll let Kyle speak on it because I know that there's been a lot of talk of the standings and but like from the team's perspective, I know you all really aren't you're worried about just it's sort of the one game at a time. And I know it's a cliche, but I really feel like with this group that they've embraced that, not looking forward too much. So I'm curious from your side of it, kind of what the feeling is on the room about where the team is sitting right now.
Yeah, no, we've kind of all got a good mindset with it and just taking it one game at a time. You never know in this league, and every team's pretty good. So you got to be ready each night. So we kind of focus on that, and that's kind of what's gotten us here so far. So I think that's what we got to do the rest of this season, just to, take it day by day and make sure that we're getting into the playoffs.
When you played at the University of Wisconsin last year, the SID, the sports information director at the University of Wisconsin, did a heck of a job because you had some good teams, and I'm sure you got a lot of questions like that about future and NCAA tournament and stuff like that. So whoever was your SID there did a heck of a job with you. I'm teasing you a little bit.
Well, you gotta learn how to answer the questions. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're happy that you're in third, but I bet you're hungry for second.
Yeah, no, obviously we want to be first. So, it's kind of in the back of our heads, but at the same time, you got to control what you can control. And I think that starts with Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So I was looking at your team stats and everything, and one thing that stood out to me, Kyle, is your teammates have your back. You are second in the entire league in penalty minutes. So it sounds like you got some good bruisers up there watching out for you, and when things aren't working quite right, they get in there and get and defend you, and it's
Maybe take a cheap shot. The goaltender sometimes teams do that.
Well,
gotta have somebody to back them up.
It kind of must make you feel good that the guys have your back that way.
Yeah, no, we all stand up for each other, and if things aren't going too well in a game, we got some guys that'll stand up and fight, try to get some momentum for the team. So, I think we just work as a good group of guys that are all going to battle for each other, and I think that's, like David said, I think that's kind of why we're so close and having the success that we are this year.
Now, when you're a young kid wanting to get into this and play hockey at whatever level, do you say, I want to be a goaltender, or is it kind of something that develops after you're playing and you go on the team and they say, okay, you know what, you're going to go do this now? Like baseball, for example, in pitching, I know a lot of times they just find the pitchers after the teams, people try out for the team and stuff, whereas like if you're a kicker in football, you're the kicker. You knew you wanted to be a kicker going into it. You knew you were going to be the punter going into it.
From what I remember growing up, you'd be on a team, you'd get kind of put in that group of ice time, and each skate or each game would be a new goalie. For me specifically, I think I just kind of fell in love with the gear. Not so much getting puck shot at me, but I just thought the gear was cool, and that's kind of why I am a goalie today, I guess.
I've never paid attention, I guess, with the Heartlanders, but I know like at the NHL you get to paint up your own helmets and stuff. Do you get to do that, or is it kind of a regulation specific?
No, it's all, obviously like the helmets are pretty special to the goalies. You got the team logos and everything on like the front, and then the back plate. You can kind of make personalized. So like I got some personal stuff with my life, and Roos has stuff with his life, and that's kind of where
What do you have?
I got 3 symbols, and then the St. Louis Arch.
Oh, cool.
I got a purple elephant for my grandma that had Alzheimer's. A gray ribbon for my billet dad that passed from cancer. And then I got a birdhouse for my grandpa who passed. So just kind of 3 symbols, and then the arch to kind of just stand for everything, and it's kind of nice to have them on the ice with me.
That's really cool. I like that.
Who does the artwork for you for something like that?
Everyone has their own guys. Roos has a different painter that he knows, and I went with a guy in Sweden this year. So.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, no, I kind of find your guys, and they work with you and make it pretty special. So it's always something that I look forward to each year.
That's really cool. Yeah, I like that. Because some people usually just have like flames or something like that. You're like, I'm going to do something meaningful to me. That's very cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool how some goalies kind of personalize it, and it makes it pretty special.
I lived in the Quad Cities, and their hockey team, their goalies would have there was a body shop, an auto body paint shop that did the helmets for them, and did the air spray and all that stuff, and boy, they look really cool.
Yeah, no,
but there's different ways to do it, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little too detailed for me. But, what they can do is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, we talked about there's a 10-game homestand starting this weekend, and I read in one of your news releases there's only 1 road game left. So how does that break? Is it 10 and then 1 and then something else, or?
Yeah, it's
how does that break down?
You're breaking.
Where does that one game fall? I guess is what I'm
for
asking.
sure. So we have a bunch of big. Obviously, we have the 3 home games this weekend. We have a Happy Gilmore night, we have a Bluey night, and then we have our Fan Appreciation night, which is on April 12th for our final regular season home game.
Another outdoor party for that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Going to be a nice outdoor party. Hopefully, weather.
The one I went to was great. That one at the end of last year.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, for those that don't know, last year we had our first ever like pregame party, pregame tailgate,
like barbecue, and all sorts of fun stuff going on.
It was 78 degrees outside, perfectly sunny. I mean, it was just the best weather. We thought we were going to have 500 people. We had like 2,500 people show up, and then we sold out the game. About 5,000 fans came to Extreme Arena for that one, for our first ever sellout. We're looking to do that again, all our games, but also Fan Appreciation Night this year. Anyway, so we play Fan Appreciation Night on Saturday, April 12th this year. And then we get on the bus after the game and drive 5.5 hours to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Get into the hotel, get some rest. Then we play the Kalamazoo Wings later that day, and turn around, come back, and then hopefully we're talking about some hockey that's to come afterwards, which would be obviously the postseason if the Heartlanders can continue at the points percentage rate that we're going at right now. So that would be in the upcoming days afterward. And once we know more, we will let the public know about that, because that's it's a really big thing if the Heartlanders can, as an organization, to get there, building it from scratch.
And to host more games, too. Like at home ice, you get an extra game or two.
Yes, exactly. Which is why this week is very critical, because the team that we're chasing, Fort Wayne, is in second. We're in third. Top four make it. So the 2 versus the 3 seed. I know we're in March Madness. We can start talking about this stuff. The 2 versus the 3 seed play each other in a best-of-7 series to open it up. So this weekend plays a very, very important role in who might get home ice advantage if that were to be the matchup in the first round of the playoffs. So it starts this Friday night, and we really need this. We need the support from our fans. We need to have that kind of an energy brought out from our fans this weekend, which is why we're really looking forward to this weekend.
Well, we're all kind of new to this whole the postseason schedule, since obviously this could be the first time you'd make the postseason since you've been in Coralville. It's 7 games each round, right?
Yep, 4 rounds. It's like this. It's like the NHL. So what it is there's 4 divisions, and the first 2 rounds are against your own division, best of 7. Then it's
like the old NHL used to be.
Yeah,
you had the Patrick division and the Wales division and stuff. And...
Exactly, yeah. And that exactly right. And then the 3rd round is a conference finals, and the 4th round is the finals, the best of the East versus the best of the Western Conference. So it would start in mid-April, and it would go till about early June.
That's what was going to be my next question. How late do these playoffs go?
Yeah, it would go until about early June, which I'm really hoping
we are talking about that.
I am hoping on June 2nd we're sitting here talking about still talking about this. It would be an amazing thing.
It's like 90 degrees out.
Yeah, why not? And there's teams in our league in like Florida where they're playing finals games and it's 98 degrees outside and 105 with the humidity, and they're playing hockey. So hopefully we can be talking about that. But the regular season wraps up after our final regular season game on April 12th, and then we have that one road game, and then hopefully we'll have some more to talk about at that point. But I know we're going to be here plenty of times talking about it with you guys in the every week from here on out.
Is the playoff schedule still like weekend oriented, or is it just kind of we got to go every other day?
It's not necessarily every other day.
Okay.
Part of that's travel related too, because unlike the NHL, it's not like you're getting on a private plane. You're getting on a nice bus, but you're getting on a bus.
It's not like playing Fort Wayne would be different than playing like Grand Rapids again or something, or not Grand Rapids,
Florida or something like or
whoever it was.
Rapid City,
yeah,
because that's a 10-11 hour drive. So they try to orient it for the weekends. Normally, for the higher seed gets the preference of that kind of thing. So that's another big reason why this
and availability of arenas too.
Availability of arenas, right? Real quick, I remember a few years ago, South Carolina, they had a Netflix show that was filming in their arena for a week straight, and they were in the playoffs. So they couldn't use their arena for a week, and the schedule was all loaded a certain way because they were literally filming a Netflix show, of which there were 3 scenes out of the show that ended up being used, but it destroyed the arena availability for a week. So I have no idea what show it was, but I just remember hearing about that.
Well, we'll talk to Kelly Hayworth and make sure that the arena is available for the weekends and such.
Yes, get on Kelly Hayworth's radar for sure.
He was here. What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? I think you were gone.
Yeah,
because I was filling in. And we talked to him, and he was excited about maybe the team making the playoffs and playing a little late into the season and getting some more events down there in the River Landing.
Yeah, and it's just a great thing for this area too. I know that we're talking way ahead here. It's a month from now where we're going to know what the schedules are and stuff like that. But for those that have never been out to a game, I encourage you to come to a game and watch our team this season, because it is a really exciting group that deserves to be watched. All the penalty minutes, the excitement. It's a very hard and heavy kind of style. It's fast too, the way that the Heartlanders play when we're at our best. But the idea of playoff hockey is really, it just raises it to an absolute, complete other intensity level where guys are giving it their all. And I mean, there's stories in the NHL and in the minor leagues about the stories of things guys play through, like the bangs ups and the bruises on a night-to-night basis, and what it takes for guys to get ready and how much they really care about their communities and putting on a good product, and for themselves too. So it's a matter of pride, and we feel like we have a special group this year, a really bought in, connected group that's playing a style that hopefully will lead to success in mid to late April and hopefully into early June.
And if you haven't been to a game as well, like the River Landing, I mean, there's so many restaurants around there. I mean, you park, maybe you have dinner before or after the game, for that matter. Have a few beverages and enjoy some hockey.
That's exactly right. And that's one of the I mean, we're in Rapid City this weekend, and, there's like a big parking lot, and there's a high school across the street. You could walk a mile, and you could be at all the restaurants, but, like, it's not like it is here, and we're really...
30 hop right across the street here, and... What's the one, the university, it's called, like, the
Iowa
Athletic Club.
Athletic Club. I've heard about that. I haven't been in there yet, but I've heard it's really nice in there.
Yeah, like, Back Pockets, like our official post-game brewery right there, and, even like the Watermill kitchen there with the Hyatt, who we've done.
Place.
It's nice in there too. Before, like, I could go down every single restaurant in the area. You can go shop at Waggle, get a sick hat, come on and then buy a hat at the Heartlanders. I mean, it's amazing what, the options you have when you come to a game, and it's something that I don't take for granted. I've said on this air before how lucky I felt. I still remember 4 years ago when I moved here in April, May of 2021 at this point, that I still remember the way I felt the first time I came off the highway and made the left, and I saw where I was going to be working essentially at Extreme Arena, and I was just like, oh my God, because you see pictures, and I'm not from here originally. I was moving here for the job, and just how much I still feel lucky every day, turning into the River Landing.
That River Landing, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 15 years ago, was a dump.
Oh, we know.
A strip club.
Yep.
A dirty bookstore.
I don't know if
a truck stop.
I don't know if Kyle knows that, but that's true. There was
it was literally a dump.
And there was a adult
bookstore.
Adult bookstore.
Strip club.
Like literally, like where the arena is.
My uncle's
like right
ice company,
Harney
Ice, was there for a while.
You can
the
go
Red
and
Stallion
click on
Country Bar.
The old Google Maps, like, if you do Street View, it actually lets you layer, like you can go 15 years back and see what it looked like.
It was a bad area.
Not the best area, Kyle. So you're
they totally redid that.
When you were 10 years old, Kyle, it was a very different looking vibe.
Yes. Very nice now.
Very family friendly now, and you can definitely enjoy some Heartlanders hockey this weekend. Welcome them back, and get your tickets at heartlanders.com.
Yep.
IowaHeartlanders.com.
IowaHeartlanders.com. And tickets are just $15 in all the seating areas. So, and then you still can get the kids seats for $10.
Kids seats for $10 as well.
So you can watch the games on Flow Sports. Is that just? I think somebody told us for wrestling one time. If you have a subscription to Flow Sports, you can watch any of the sports, like wrestling. And
you're right.
You can watch the Heartlanders.
You can watch underwater basket weaving, which is I do that on 2:30 a.m. on the bus on the way back from Rapid City. No, but yeah, that's true. If you have a lot of people here have Flow Sports subscriptions because of wrestling and stuff, you automatically get a Flow Hockey subscription. It's just the all Flow Sports. So every one of our games is on Flow Sports. We also, of course, have the free audio stream on our website, and then we have. MediaCom comes in and helps us out and does a few televised games, but it's an excellent production to just watch. And when we're on the road, we want you to come out to the home games. But if you have a Flow Wrestling or a Flow whatever, a Flow Underwater Basket Weaving subscription, like I said, you can just go ahead and throw us on as well.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah,
we'll
thanks, guys.
see you next week, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
The Iowa Heartlanders are back at home March 21st through the 23rd at Extreme Arena. He scores! His first hat trick! Luck of the Landers nights on March 21st with a Beer Stein ticket package and themed photo opportunities. Oh, he sucks him on the ice with his jersey over his head! On Decades Night, we're celebrating the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Each period will be a different decade. with more photo opportunities on the concourse. Can't wait to see you out at Extreme Arena for a family-friendly time.
When you need pizza hot and you need pizza fast and you need pizza delicious, you need pizza from Domino's. Stop into one of their 3 area locations and get any of their 5 delicious crust-style pizzas. Carry-out price is $7.99. Hand-tossed crust, gluten-free crust, handmade pan crust, Brooklyn-style crust, and crunchy thin crust. Carry-out 3-topping pizzas on any of Domino's 5 crusts, just $7.99 each. Grab 1, 2, hey, get one of each at that price. Domino's Iowa City on South Gilbert Street. Domino's Coralville just off the Strip, and Domino's North Liberty on Pasha Parkway.
Hi, it's AJ Perez from Deary Brothers.